Hey, everybody. Welcome. Make sure you tell your friends and your friends and them that we are live with the Christina Danielle show. We have another lit night tonight, another lit episode, another dope, phenomenal individual. And I'm so excited about tonight's show. This is episode 2, y'all. All right. So we started, was it 2 weeks ago? And now we are up to episode 2 on the Christina Danielle show. So super duper excited about that. I'm going to give y'all a few minutes to get your peoples in here because you don't want them to miss the gems and the jewels that are happening tonight. It is definitely going to be a great time. I've got some announcement for you guys. This is going to be so much fun. Let's get up in here. All right, where y'all at? Here's one thing I could tell y'all, right? Because y'all know I always got my notes over here on the left side of me, right? You don't have to be perfect to do this at all. You definitely don't have to be perfect. I literally have 2 laptops here, a phone. I'm making adjustments as I'm speaking to you, right? But at the end of the day, please know that there's going to be so much value here tonight. It's not even funny, like so much value. So I want to make sure that you get your people in here. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube, y'all. Y'all just be watching stuff and don't want to subscribe to nothing. Do you know subscription is free on YouTube? Hello, somebody. All right. So make sure that you hit that button, whatever it is that you do on YouTube. I'm still learning it, but make sure that you do it and you subscribe on YouTube. If you're watching on Facebook, hello to you. Y'all just give me a minute here because I think that I might be missing y'all on Facebook. So I just want to check real quick. Because last week, I missed all of your amazing comments, and I don't want to do that again tonight. I had changed the settings, but it looks like it was still not taking it. So give me one moment here, y'all. I thank y'all so much for being here. Make sure you have your pens and paper ready too, right? You want to be able to take down the gems. You want to be able to take down information. Because you know, anytime you step up in a room with me, you getting value, right? Whether it be from me or whether it be from who's with me, but you're definitely getting some value. And I don't want you to miss the value that you're going to get here tonight. So make sure that you do that. Have your pen and paper ready. I'm going to fix one thing over here and then we are good to go. All right, y'all. Wow, that takes a little time to come up. Welcome everyone to the Christina Danielle show. My name is Christina Danielle, and who I am a woman that is just amazing, right? And I know you might not know me. For those who do know me, you know that who I am and what I do. But most importantly, y'all, I help women and entrepreneurs to operate profoundly in their Godfidence so they can prosper in their purpose. I'm also the author of 3 books. If you haven't checked out my books, you need to go to www.christinadanielle.co. Get those books. I also have masterclass courses on there, guys. All right. So if you've never taken one of my courses before, you are missing out. So definitely go to www.christinadanielle.co and make sure you check out those masterclass courses, check out those books, and also connect with me, y'all, right? If you're on my email list, you already know that we always have a good time in the email list. So we're definitely going to get started with the show tonight. I want to thank everybody for being here. Thank you for all of you who were there on the last show, episode 1, right? We had so much fun, such a great time. If you missed episode 1, I highly encourage you to go back and watch that, but don't watch it right now because right now I'm going to bring you somebody new. I'm going to bring you somebody with some more gems, and I don't want you to miss that. So you can go back and watch episode 1 later on. Tonight, stay right here because I promise you about to glow up tonight. That's a fact. All right. So let's continue the conversation. So a couple of announcements before I bring up the guests. The first announcement, y'all, if you don't know that I have just released my Pray and Prosper boot camp. This boot camp, you're going to learn my 3-part framework strategy in order to live a prosperous life, y'all. Okay, so if you've ever learned anything from me before or you see me post something on social media, I'm telling you right now, you want to be a part of this boot camp. Now, this boot camp is limited spots only. Okay, very limited spots. So if you want to be a part of this boot camp, make sure that you go to www.pray www.prayprosper.com. Once again, www.prayprosper.com to register for the Pray and Prosper Bootcamp that is happening on June 14th to the 18th. Super duper excited about that, y'all. So make sure that you tap in with that. All right. Next announcement that I have for you guys is we will start doing sponsored ads. So I had some people who came and said, hey, can I promote my brand or can I promote my product on your show? Absolutely. So tomorrow, probably even tonight, you'll see a post that says we are now accepting sponsored ads. Here's the deal, though. There will only be 4 sponsored ads per show. So first come, first serve. So listen, you definitely want to tap in with those sponsored ads to get your brand or your product in front of all the viewers of the Christina Danielle show. So make sure that you tap in with that. You can go to bit.ly/ad with CD. bit.ly/ad with CD. I'm giving y'all that link now because when I post it up there and those slots are going per show, don't call me, all right? Don't email my team because I told you it's only 4 slots per show, all right? And I'm telling you, listen to me, guys. I need y'all to hear me out. I have made sure to hand pick each and every person that comes before you on this show, okay? These are people that I have seen their work. I've seen results through them. I've seen people lives changing, businesses booming. And so these are not just your ordinary average people. And the reason why I bring that up is because you want to get your people in, you want to get your ad in the show because the people who are going to be bringing their people to the show, they're going to be watching. And you want to be able to get some new eyeballs on what you got to offer, right? You've got something dope. You've got something phenomenal. God's giving you a gift. Whatever that is, whether it be a product or a service, you definitely want to get it in front of some new people. And I'm telling you, this show is it. This is exactly where you want to do it. All right. Especially the lineup that is coming. Man, it is fire. I wish I could tell y'all, but it's fire. I promise you, you want to get in on that. So again, that's bit.ly/ad with CD. All right. So those are all my announcements for tonight, y'all. We're going to get right into the show. Tonight's guest, I met this guest on Clubhouse, right? And I remember the first time hearing her speak and the posture that she had. And when she was speaking, I was like, whoa, man, she don't play, right? But she also added so much value to the room, right? She had so much to give, to offer, right? And when you hear her speak, you'll understand exactly what I mean, because there's no way you can listen to this guest. There's no way you can hear her speak and not feel elevated. There's no way you can listen to her and not feel like you're about to win everything, like you about to run through a brick wall. There's no way you can listen to her and not feel like whatever your goal is, you will absolutely feel like you can achieve that goal, and probably quicker than you even thought, right? And these are the type of people that you want to surround yourself with, and these are the type of people that you want to hear from. These are the type of people you want to hear in your ear, right? And I always believe in glowing up, right? Go up to glow up. I really, really believe that you always want to glow up. I mean, let's just talk about it real quick, ladies. You know, you got some people who back then they ain't want you. Now they all up on you, right? Because you done glowed up, right? And so I know and I believe that when the glow dealer comes on here, she's definitely going to make sure that everybody who is attentive to tonight's show is going to glow up tonight. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to bring to you tonight's guest, the glow dealer herself, Miss Gia Mac. Hey girl, hey. How you feeling tonight?
I'm feeling excellent. I'm feeling grateful. I'm feeling motivated. How about you?
I'm feeling amazing. I'm excited about tonight's conversation. I'm excited to hear your story, and I'm excited to get some gems. I've got my own pen and paper here, so I don't know about nobody else, but I am not afraid to take me some notes during the show. Okay. So please, I would love for you to introduce yourself to all the audience.
All right, everybody. Hello. I am Gia Mac. As Christina said, the Universal Glow Dealer. I take you from your no season to your glow season in 2 ways. The first way is through life coaching, where my heart resides there. I just want to see people glow up because it's important. You know, if you're the same person that you was yesterday, you're really not doing what you're supposed to do. And I'm also your favorite small business startup specialist, because I take you from potential to profits. You know that idea you got in your head, but you don't know how to get it out. I help you, and I change it from idea to tangible thing.
Listen, I don't know about y'all, but I'm right. I'm over here like, well, where's the link, sis? Where we sign up at? Because listen, that is what I'm talking about. Love it, love it, love it. So I want to start. Let's go back, right? I'm reading your bio, and you've been in the fashion industry for 16 years.
Yes.
That's a long time. So please tell us how that started, and you know how that evolved as well.
It started when I was in college. I decided, oh, they're having a fashion show. Let me go check it out. Wasn't sure if I was really gonna like it. I come from a dance background, but I always like had a thing for modeling, but I never did it. So I was just like, let me check it out. Did it. It was super fun, super fun. I came back the following semester. I was like, all right, I'm gonna do it again. So I was trying out, and as we were like practicing, one of the people that headed the show, they were like, oh, can you teach the models how to walk? You know, you got a little sass to you. And I looked at them and I was like, yeah, I guess. Like literally that was my response. But that show didn't happen. Someone else was watching me as I was teaching. And then their show came up and it was like, do you want to coordinate the fashion show? And I'm like, what? Sure. Had no idea what I was doing. Never did anything like this. But I was just like, yeah, sure, no problem. I got it. Ooh, child. That experience changed my life because I recognized how creative I was, how compassionate I was, how organized I was, and how much I really loved helping people and bringing the things in my head out to a whole tangible space. And I will tell you, that first fashion show, oh my gosh, it was amazing. But it was 4 hours long. And I learned a very valuable lesson. Never to have a show that long. So now, 16 years later, my show's 75 minutes. Got it down. Got it down.
Beautiful. And I'm looking here. You've done 49 different fashion shows.
Yeah.
Like, that's huge. Some people ain't even get like 2 done. You got 49 under your belt here. So you the GOAT.
Oh, well, thank you, girlfriend. It was when I was in school, I would do like multiple shows a semester. So if there were 2 semesters, then it would be 3 shows each. So that'd be 6 shows in a single year. So it was a lot. It was intense. I remember one show. I had a show at a high school on the South Shore of Long Island, and then I had to go to a college on the North Shore of Long Island, and the shows were happening like at the same exact time.
Wow. So you went from the north to the south, like pew pew.
Yeah, seriously. I was gunning. I was like, gotta
go. Love it, love it, love it. Listen, when we gotta get it done, we gotta get it done.
Tell you.
Okay, that's just what it is. So now your main focus now is on life and business coaching. As you stated, life coaching is your heart, right? And I want to point this out, y'all, because I think this is very important for anybody that's watching, right? I look at Gia and I see inspiration and I see beauty and I see posture and I see hope and I see glow and I see all these amazing things. And I don't say that to just pump her up. I say it because I mean it. When I tell you that I've handpicked everyone that comes on this show, I mean that, right? And a lot of times we have we have a goal or we have a purpose, right? We have a title. I hate titles, but we have a title. And we feel like because somebody else has the same title that we can't collaborate together, right? So Gia does life coaching. I do life coaching, but I still see her as, man, that's inspiration. Man, that's phenomenal. And not as, oh man, she's doing that. I can't do it. And I wanted to point that out because I know there's going to be somebody who's watching, you know, and you're in that predicament where you may see somebody that's doing something similar to you because nobody could ever do anything the same. Let's just be clear. All right. They may do it similar, but it's never going to be the same because we all have our own unique gifts and talents that God has given us. And so you are you and nobody's ever going to be you. And so I want someone to understand that this is where collaborations come in, right? This is where we can grow on each other and glow on each other. I'm going to use that word a lot tonight because I'm with the glow, the universe. I'm sorry, let me say it correctly. The universal glow dealer, okay? And I want you to talk about how you used being, what you learned. You talked about creativity, you talked about compassion, how you use these tools to now build what you have built to today.
Well, it started because within the recognizing that I had the knack to organize and like hold people together and create these things, I was like, I'm gonna start an agency. So I started a talent agency, um, 8 years ago, about 8 years ago, and it was about, I would say, like 12 to 15 models, and then designers, makeup artists, photographers, like the whole thing, and working with them and recognizing like I really love this. Like building them up, because the one thing that I did with my shows, I allowed anybody who wanted to participate. But the thing about it was this: if you didn't put the work ethic in, you got kicked out. If you had a bad
Mm-hmm.
attitude, you got kicked out. And what I was teaching people were life skills. Like you can't walk around with a chip on your shoulder and expect everybody to just, fall at your back and feet, and you're not offering nothing but your stank attitude. Like, what are we doing here? And because you're more skilled than somebody in a particular lane doesn't make you better. It just means you have a little bit more skill and they got to catch up. So there were times when models had attitudes because they knew what they were doing. And then the second I got like wind of somebody trying to break somebody down, I'm like, you have one choice: knock it off. Okay.
Mm.
Because if you don't, you have to go. Because the one thing that I was very strict with is I ran my practices very seriously. We had fun, but when it was time to get to business, we got to business. And I was always very, very heavy on, you treat everybody the way you want to be treated. Nobody in here is better than anybody. And the only person I got an attitude is me. And seeing a person that didn't have confidence, and I'm like, you got it. Let me pull it out of you. I'm going to work on you. No, I can't. No, you are. You're going to. Like, this is not a discussion. We're going to do it. They work and work and work and work and work. And when I recognized that I had the gift of seeing into others what they couldn't see into themselves, that's how I was able to shift into the life coaching and the business consulting, because I had to help a lot of models. 49 shows. That's a lot of people.
Right.
6 years. That's a lot of people. And I am the head. I would always call them my babies. So I was the mother of this group. So they would all come to me with their conflicts and things. And because and I thank God for this, for my resilience. The things that I went through in life, it didn't kill me. I didn't survive through it. I thrived through it. And being able to thrive through something, you are able to put information into the hands of other people so that they can get through their situation better than how you did. Or you can give them the advice on how to avoid the situation altogether. And it's doing that constantly over and over and over. And at the end of every show, having one person say, gee, thanks for believing in me, because if it wasn't for you, I didn't think that I could do this. There's no way to articulate that feeling. There's no way to articulate that. And for it to consistently happen, if it happened like once or twice, it's like, oh, okay, maybe. But it consistently happened. It consistently happened. And then the business consultant happened because I wanted a business. So I had to learn. And once I learned, I was like, oh, I can do this. So when my friends would say, I have an idea, what you talking about, Willis? What's your idea? Like I would ask, like, what's your ideas? I would ask them their name. And immediately, I don't care where I was at, I get on my phone, check to see if the domain name was available. If it was available, I buy it. So I know, not just knowing how to legitimize the business, but also understanding the digital real estate of everything. That's what gave me, I guess, the little bow on top, because you can go to LegalZoom and get it done, but what LegalZoom is not going to do, they're not going to check the web to see if you can show up online. And from 2020, if you can't show up online, you don't have a business. I don't care, where it's at. You have your brick and mortars, but if you can't pivot and get online and be able to do things online, you're going to have a problem. So I had that back years ago. And I'm just like, no, make sure, if you don't do nothing else, make sure you get your domain name. Make sure you get your domain name. And it all kind of just tied into a nice little bow together. Like, yes, I'm coaching you and I want you to be the glowed up version of yourself, but you also want to do a business and you also want to do it right. So this is what you got to do, blah, 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 blah. And I think that, honestly, they're married. I think life coaching and business consulting, I think that they're married, because how can you be a good business person if you're a crap person?
Woo! Listen, first of all, y'all playing yourselves if y'all not taking notes. I'm the host and I'm taking notes. Okay, like literally. So you're literally playing yourself if you're not taking notes. She dropped so many gems just now, like it's not even funny. And I ain't repeating it because you should have been taking notes. But let's go into this business talk, right? Because I love how you said that business and your personal brand are married, right? And a lot of people are out here dating, flirting, woo, dating, flirting, entanglements, and they are not marrying the two because they're thinking that they can be one way in business and one way in their personal life, which is why you have put them together. So I want you to talk about, how your company and your brand and your business specifically puts that together for people.
Well, my first question is, why are you doing this? What are you doing this for? And it's not the business. It can't be the money. It can't be the money, because if the money stops, then what? So you don't want to do it no more? Why? Why are you doing it? And then after your first why to that answer? And then why again to that next answer? Until you get down to the very bottom of why you're doing this. Because you need to know your why. Because there are going to be days that you're going to be like, no, I quit. So if you don't have the right people asking the right questions, you're never gonna know. So my favorite line: you don't know what you don't know what you don't know, and until you have the right conversation with the right person, you're never gonna know. So it's important for me to just take people out of their box. We go into situations under a specific guise because this is what we learn from society. This is the conversations that we've had, or whatever, and what have you. But now you get there and you realize that all of this information that you've been given is not working. So it's time to dig into and break down the barriers of anything that could hinder you. Because another thing with the business is feeling like you're not able or you can't do it. Why? Because your sister said something, or your mother said something, or your partner said something, or your best friend said something. You can't do it because of what now? Oh, this is a thought that you just placed in your head. No, we're not going to do that. We can't do that because, again, business is not easy. People think business is just like, no, it's like this. It's all of this.
Hello.
Highs, valleys, rivers, oceans, mountains, all of it. And you have to be able to have that stability. So if you don't know your why, how are you going to get further? So I think it's important to dig, and then you become more passionate about what it is that you're doing. Why are you doing it? Because of the way I feel like this. Now, of course, we got to make sure that your idea is viable. You can't have a non-viable idea. Let's be real. Everything is not going to make money. It's just not. It's not a thing. And if somebody tells you that it is, and you know that it's not, they're just in to get it for your money. So now you're losing because you have an idea that's not going to work. And that's the other thing that people need to be conscious of, that every single thing that they come up with is not going to be a viable idea. But that doesn't mean don't try, because that's the other thing. I'm fearful if it doesn't work. All right, so what happens if it doesn't work? You learned. You can refine it. You can change it. You can start new. You can do whatever you want. It's your life. Who says you have to continue to follow a path that somebody else laid out for you? My path is not your path. Your path isn't your parents' path. Your path isn't your kids' path. So we have to understand, the walks that we're walking it because this is our walk. There are times where we question, am I supposed to be doing this? If God gave it to you, it's yours. If God gave it to you, it's yours. What man can tell you no? They can tell you no, but can they really tell you no?
That part.
Okay. There's been people in my life close. I'm talking about this close to me. You need to stop with the fashion shows. Why? Because I come home and I'm cussing, kicking, and screaming because they done aggravated me. They people. It's 60 of them. What do you? I'm not going to come home and everything's not going to be sunshine and rainbows. That's not how this works. This is not how any of this works. But
Mm-hmm.
you want me to stop? I didn't, and I'm so glad I didn't because I have a 16-year career with 49 shows under my belt. And then it's like, oh, you're doing so. Heard you the first time.
Right. Listen, there's so much I want to pull out of what you just said. Like, okay, so first and foremost, you were talking, and I kept hearing dig, 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 in my mind, right? I kept hearing it, dig, dig, dig. And then you said the word dig. So I knew that was just that was all God right there. Like somebody needs to understand what dig is. And you talked about it. You got to develop in your growth, right? I define dig as developing in your growth, right? When you are developing in your growth, we talk about investments because just like you said, every idea is not going to make money. Every idea is not, it's not that one, right? Just because it may be you, it may feel good to you, don't mean that it's actually what you're supposed to be doing. And this is where you have brands like Infinite 7 LLC who can come in here and be like, yo, that ain't it. Mm-mm. That ain't it. I mean, we can find something that may be in the industry or something that we can refine, but this that you bringing right here, this ain't it. And so let's talk about, since we just talked about the dig, right? We're developing in our growth, and now developing in our growth, we now need to invest in ourselves because another thing that we don't want to do is we don't want to invest. We want all the free stuff. We want to take all the free stuff. And I am a firm believer. Now, don't get me wrong. I've heard the statement, if it's free, it's for me. Now, there's some things I'm going to take. Like, don't get me wrong. There's some real good Clubhouse. If you ain't part of the Hustler Club on Clubhouse, right there, that's a free value right there. But it's not really free, to be honest with you, because people are giving of their time. They're giving of their talent. So it may be free to you, but it ain't free to the people who's pouring into you, right? But again, that's all great, but you got to know when you got to scale to invest. And because you have a brand and a business that, does this for entrepreneurs and people who want to build a business, talk about the investment part of it. And where do you think people are lacking in the investment part? Let's get a little spicy.
Well, first of all, like you said, you got to invest in yourself. Like, to me and you, because we get it. That's like, okay, you're right. Like, so what are we going to do today? And not for nothing. Sometimes there are things that you want and you just got to wait till it go on sale. But you make sure you got your reminder on. Like if somebody got a class and it's $297, but it's a flash sale. It's $47.99. Go get that class. Go get that class because you need that class. You need to invest in things to make you better. You have to become better. And when you become better and you stretch and you learn and you fill your mind with the things that you need, you become a different person. You grow 1% every day, right? So we have a group chat and I'll randomly throw in this is the word of the day. We may never use this word of the day, but it's a new word of the day and we're going to learn it and we're going to put it in a sentence and we're going to use it. Okay? But you have to be willing to do that. And the investment isn't always just money. I need people to understand that the investment is time. You have to invest your time because, like you said, being on Clubhouse is free for the listeners, but it's not free for the people that are giving you the value. It's not free for the people dropping the gems. It's not free for the people changing your lives. And what I love about Clubhouse is just the ability to go on there and just be as authentic as possible and lead with value. Because like I know, those rooms, those $1,000 rooms. Easy.
Very easy. Very easy. Very easy.
Okay.
If there was a master class, if we started doing master classes with the information that is put out in these Clubhouse rooms, listen, easy
So
for
it's just like, you have to understand that. And then the other thing is like on Clubhouse, I always mention it's one thing to be in the rooms, right? It's one thing to be there. But you keep going into the same rooms, asking the same questions. It just happens to be different moderators on the stage. But you've asked the same question over and over, and you've received basically the same answer. The thing about it is this. if you are seeking information, be ready to receive the information.
I think they need to hear that one again.
If you are seeking the information, be ready to receive the information. And then after you receive it, you apply it. That's how it goes. Nothing works through osmosis. This is not going to work this way. But if you're there and you're taking notes, make sure you unscrabble your notes, because I know that they be messy, because mine be messy. They're everywhere. But then make it make sense. And then start applying it. Like, if you got to change it to make the language, more appealing to you, then do that. Same thing with reading. Same thing with listening to audiobooks. Same thing with conversations. It doesn't matter. If you are seeking the information, be ready to receive it. And when you're ready to receive it and you apply it, then you will see the changes. But it's not going to happen if you don't follow that set of guidelines.
So let me understand something. Are you saying that if I go into these clubhouse rooms, or if I go into any free event, let's just go there, right? Or if I just read these books, because it's what they told me to do, if I just do these things that and I don't apply it, that it's not going to change anything? Is that what you're saying?
That's exactly what I'm saying. How? What is it? Faith without works is what? Dead
to the ground. Done.
You can have a whole degree. You can go to college and spend $100,000 on tuition. But are you applying the information? That's what we want to know.
Listen, my good bro, Ayo Justin Richardson always says, knowledge is not power. Applied knowledge is power. You have to apply the knowledge that you're getting. And we're wondering why we're not getting the results that, we really, let me correct this. We're wondering why we're not getting the results that we say that we want. Not that we really want, but that we say that we want. And the reason why we're not getting these results that we say that we want is because we're not applying the knowledge. We're not applying the things that, God has given us so many resources, especially right now. Yes. There is so much out there and we're not applying it, right? And it's literally just taking a step to do something. Even doing this show, most of you may not even know this. This show has been in the works for a year. And it started with me just doing Instagram lives and connecting with a producer that said, hey, where were you looking to take this? So it's literally just taking a step, literally just taking a step and saying, you know what? I've learned this today. I'm going to apply this. I've learned how to, I don't know, make a cake. So today I'm going to get some ingredients and I'm going to make this cake. And I don't know if it's going to taste as great as the next person, but it don't even matter because at least I apply the knowledge that I've learned. They told me to get these large brown eggs. I got these large brown eggs, right? They told me to get the sugar, the flour, whatever. I got these ingredients and I'm going to put it together and make something out of it. And if it don't work, then like Gia said, you can always refine it, but you can't refine what you ain't never designed. You got to do something. You got to absolutely do something. So I love the fact that you talked about that. That's so important. Oh my gosh, this is so good. And I want to apologize to all of y'all on Facebook because for whatever reason, I cannot see your comments. Last week, I missed all your good comments. So if you're sending me anything, I'm so sorry. I really can't see them. I tried to fix it, but apparently it didn't work. So I am so sorry. If y'all got questions for Gia, you will have to come over to YouTube and put it over there because that's the only way I'm going to see it. And I know that this is so good because Gia is really giving us some true game right here. Like she's giving y'all information, y'all, that she can charge consultations for. Just be honest with y'all. So I hope you are taking in this information to apply it and not just hear it. Okay? Don't just hear it. Make sure you apply this information. So we're going to just reset it real quick for those who are just joining in or you just been hanging out with us. This is the Christina Danielle Show. I am Christina Danielle, and I'm talking with the beautiful and infamous Gia Mac, the universal glow dealer. See, I got to make sure I get it right. Okay. And she is the founder of Infinite 7 LLC, life and business coaching.
Oh no, I think
and then literally one in the same. All right. Gia, you still with me here?
Yeah. Okay. Our connection was getting kind of choppy. You there?
I see you.
Okay, I see you too.
All right. I see you. All right. So now let's talk about the blue carpet experience. Let's talk about that. Tell us what that is about, how that came about, and what you do through the blue carpet experience.
That's my baby too. So, a few years back, uh, 17, it was a really, really, really tumultuous year. I wound up getting sick. My brother, he wound up passing away, and I kind of just secluded from life. Like, I just kind of shut down. I shut down for a year, and 18 came, and I was like, I really miss what I do. Like, I really miss putting shows on. And I was like, you know what? I think I'm gonna get back into it. So I hit up my really, really good friend Zeus, and I was like, I want to do a show. He was like, well, I got a spot. I'm like, don't play with my emotions, because just don't play with my emotions. He's like, no, seriously, girl. We got into it. 7/7/18 was the day of my 45th fashion show, and it was the most amazing thing ever. I had a show back in 13, and I called it the Blue Carpet Experience, but I kind of left it at there. Like, I didn't do anything else with it. I just left it at there. But blue is my favorite color. You can go on my Instagram and you could tell. But but the name was just really dope. I'm just like, because everything for me is the experience of whatever it is that I'm doing. Like, anybody could throw a party, anybody could throw a fashion show, anybody could throw at anything. But how do
Mm-hmm.
you feel in the lead up? How do you feel while you're there? How do you feel when you leave? And my goal was always to make it that this was the most amazing thing I've ever been to. When's the next one? That was always the goal. Like, the first blue carpet experience had blue velvet cake, it had blue banana pudding, blue whipped cream, and like everything was detailed. And I'm just like, blue, 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 blue. So when it was time for the 45th show, I was like, all right, I'm just gonna call it the blue carpet experience. And then I grabbed up the name, bought the domain name, everything, and I was just like, we're gonna make it a thing. So it turned out so dope. I had a live painting during my cocktail hour, and I got into art in that show. That's when I got into art. So that artist, myself, and a very good friend of mine, we did so well. We was like, we need to do another event, because neither one of them had ever been to an event the way that I did it. So I was like, all right, bet, let's do it. So we decided to have a show during Fashion Week, but it was an art and fashion exhibit. So I had one designer, really high couture stuff, like you kind of were like a doll in it because it was so couture. And the
Wow.
place that we got, it had a front window, so it looked like a store. And then in the back, we had another designer, and he had his models, and they were standing on little platforms, so they looked like mannequins in a store. But as that's going on, we had all the art all over the walls of the artists. I had live body painting. I had a live
Wow.
sent during the event, and then we just kept doing it. And it's just like, oh, art curator, let me put that under my belt now too. And that's how it happened. And literally before the week COVID happened, I was in talks with Roosevelt Field Mall to have my 50th fashion show there. I got through 4 rounds of emails to go in and physically talk to them, and then the world shut down.
Wow. So this 50th one is about to be super lit.
It's gonna be huge, and the real reason why I love the blue carpet experience is the marrying of unknown talent and giving them a space. I'm always rooting for the underdog. Just
Mm.
because somebody doesn't see you doesn't mean that you're not talented. Just because somebody doesn't hear you doesn't mean you don't need to be heard. You just don't have the platform to be out there. So creating the blue carpet experience was the way to create that platform. So it was the artists, the designers, the makeup artists, the whole show. Now you get to be exposed to people you wouldn't be exposed to otherwise. And that's my thing. Like, I love bringing people together. I love great vibes, high energy, and just feeling good. And everything that I do, whether it's business, whether it's life coaching, whether it's events, whether it's cooking, whatever it is, I want you to feel good in that moment and a little bit after that.
I love that you talk about the experience because I can see how you curate it in everything that you do, how you make sure that it is a part of everything that Gia Mac does. There is an experience, whether it's the life coaching, there's an experience, whether it's the business coaching, there's an experience, the blue carpet experience, there's an experience. And I absolutely love that because it is about the experience, right? You any you experience is something that will just, it leaves an impression on someone, right? And so they will remember you from the experience. Now when we bring this up, let's keep in mind, now you do business coaching, so let's go here for a little bit, right? um when we talk about experience, you always want to make sure that you give a positive and impressive and memorable experience. Now, have you ever had an experience, because we all had experiences with a business or a person, but let's talk about business, where you're like, yeah, no, this is not gonna work for me, and I don't want to do this, because let's just be honest, right? There are some people who think that they are giving this grand experience, and they're not. They're
Right.
not. They haven't put the right systems in place. They haven't had the right vision. They haven't had the right guidance, which is why if you need guidance and you need coaching, you need to be hitting up Gia Mac, okay? Because she is the GOAT at this. All right. So talk to us about, have you ever experienced it? Because I feel like when you give such a great experience like that, that there had to be something that you experienced before that was like, yeah, no, I got to make sure that nobody that comes in my space ever feels like this.
It's communication, whether it's like lag or lack thereof. Attitudes. I just need to tell everybody, like, your attitude is so important. Like, if it is not one of the most important things aside from the actual service, your attitude, your attitude, your attitude. And I always had a thing about attitude, and I'm an energy person. So if I'm in a space and I don't feel right, I'm out. If I'm next to somebody and something don't feel right, I'm not rude, but I'm out. You have to be mindful of how you make people feel. It's your demeanor. It's the words you use. It's the tone. It's the tone. Your tone is really important. You could say the same thing in two different ways, and it's literally the same thing. And one person be like, "What?" Another person be like, oh, "Okay, I understand. Thanks for breaking it down like that." You know what I'm saying? You got to be mindful. You got to be mindful. If you're doing products, make sure your stuff ain't cheap. Make sure your stuff ain't cheap, because if I'm buying a t-shirt from you or whatever and your shirt is cheap, I'm gonna be tight. And I think that's because, not just because I'm a consumer, but also because, like, I've gotten shirts done for people, like people that have had brands and they wanted to brand further. I've gotten shirts and things done for them, but I know that who I'm going to, and I know what to recommend. Like, okay, use this shirt or this shirt, so that if we're doing screen printing, the paint goes into the shirt. I have had these conversations. Or, like, you'll go to somebody and you'll ask them to do a service, and I'm just gonna put this out there. So, t-shirts, right? Cool. You ask somebody to make you a t-shirt, right? And I want the person making the shirt to make their money. But what you're not gonna do is charge me $20 to make a single shirt. But when you don't know what you don't know what you don't know, you think that that's a good price. The shirt was $250. Okay. Okay. The shirt was $2.50 to buy. At max, it's $5 to make. So that's $7.50. You charging me $20 to make this shit? Buy. And that's just one example. But you wouldn't know that I would know that. I look unassuming. Oh, she don't know nothing about t-shirts. But yet I do. I know a lot. So, when you go into certain situations, you'll let people speak. You'll listen to what they have to say. And you'll just see their pricing structure. Do your due diligence, everybody, please. Do your due diligence. Don't let nobody beat you in the head. It don't cost that much money to make a t-shirt. Now, coaching and things like that, that takes a whole different life of its own, because that is intensive. That is
Mhm.
weeks, months, possibly a year or two. You know what I'm saying? That's trial and error, so you don't have to worry about that trial and error. Here is the we gonna do it for you. It's done. That's so you have a peace of mind and you are not concerned about anything else. But there are certain things that you just gotta look like, you wanna charge me what for that meal? Now you know I go food shopping, right? Okay. Just wanted to check. If it's quality, by all means. But if it's crap, don't you do it.
Listen, talk about it. Talk about it. Y'all better stop being greedy in these streets. Okay? You stopping your money. You think you getting it, but you stopping your money. Please believe.
It's and the thing is again, for each level of business, there are different things. There are different things. Like I said, coaching is priceless. I'm a firm believer in that, not because I'm a coach, but because I've had a coach. Coaching is priceless. But again, if somebody charging you $25 to print you a shirt, and you need two of them, now you pay $50, and you could have made that for 10. You don't do that, you know. But people will do that. People are prey. That they prey on people. They're hunters, so they will prey on you because you don't know. That's why you got to do research. That's why you got to find out. And even if you're testing different sources, test them. Test the sources so that you can find the one that properly aligns with whatever it is that you're trying to do. So that, okay, your quality and your pricing aligns with me, I am going to go with you. But don't just do it because it's the first thing and it's just like, well, this is all I know. Well, then you didn't take the time to research. Go check it out.
Mm-hmm. You didn't do that due diligence. It's
Go
so important to do that due diligence.
for real. You'll wind up wasting way more money than you need to. You know, business
Yeah.
is not business is not cheap. Not
It's
starting
not.
the business, not running the business, not scaling the business. Business is not cheap.
It's
So
really not.
if you're gonna spend your money, make sure you spend your money wisely. That's really what it is. Spend your money wisely. And another thing, I'm gonna need you guys, you know, to make sure your expectations are in check. Because some people will expect the world in 30 minutes. Ma'am, sir, knock it off. But there are people like that. Unrealistic expectations, and then it's, oh, their service was terrible. Huh? What?
Mm.
And that's the thing that, you know, business owners fight with. We fight with that because we know what needs to be done, and we know like it's going to take this long. But if you have the wrong person, they're gonna be like, well, it didn't happen, so this was a waste of time. Ma'am, knock it off. So you have to be conscious of these things.
Listen, I love the fact that you talked about that because people will try to play you and be like, oh, she didn't do a good job, your expectations were wrong, like all wrong, right? And people don't want to hear that their expectations are wrong.
Right.
Like you can't expect to have 30 minutes and your life is going to be changed. Yeah, no, your moment might be changed, but your life gonna take a lot longer than that. Okay, a lot longer. All right, we can transform you in 30 minutes in a moment, but for your life, you know how many habits you've had for the past how many years you've been on this earth. You know how many things you've experienced. You know how many things you've endured. You know how much trauma you might have felt, pain. Like we, as coaches, we literally have to dig through all of that. We got
Mm-hmm.
to get to the root of the problem. So like you said, no ma'am, no sir. 30 minutes ain't gonna do it. It's not gonna do it. And you're not gonna talk about me like I ain't do my job because you expect it to be changed in 30 minutes. I am not Jesus. Sorry.
Thing is, like I said earlier, you gotta be in a position to receive. I could take your face off till I turn blue. Did you receive? Did you hear what I said?
Right.
Were you listening? You might have heard me, but did you listen?
Did you
And
listen? That's the key.
did you receive it? Can you apply it? What are we like? But these are the questions that nobody wants to talk about, because then
Right.
it's like, well, no, I didn't do it. And you're expecting what? Okay, I just wanted to know. I had to ask. We got to ask the hard
You
questions.
gotta ask the questions. You gotta ask those hard questions, right? Because that's the only way you're gonna get some transformations, by asking those hard questions.
Right.
Right. You can't be having people pacify you all the time. And you can't have people smile up on your face all the time. Sometimes somebody needs to come down on you hard.
Yep.
And because ain't nobody ever came down on you hard before, it feels like an attack. It's not an attack. It's somebody who really cares about you, because they want you to experience something different. They want you to transform. And so they've got to go to a different approach that you've never felt before, but you don't understand that.
Right. And you know what? I dealt with that with the fashion shows. I explained to them, I'm like, listen, this is not going to be something that's a typical experience for you. And I understand if you can't take it, but I'm not going to change the way I run my ship. Like, I do everything I do with intention. I want you to leave a different person than the way you came. So whether you learned a new habit, whether you broke an old habit, whether you just transformed completely and it's just like my way of thinking has completely differed. I want that. I want that because now I've given you something. I've given you something that you can take for the rest of your life, and that to me is the goal.
Yes, I so agree and absolutely love that. One of the things that I heard you say, actually, I think it was last week in one of our clubhouse rooms, and I think it's something that people need to understand. And I want, when I say this statement that Gia said, I'm repeating what she said, but it resonated with me. I want you to think outside of the box, outside of just the words of the statement. But the statement that she made was, if you are in a room and you don't see value, get out. Get out, right? And it doesn't even mean just a physical room. Even in your mind, if you don't see value in there, get out of your mind, right? You may need to hire Gia and her team and their services, right? You may need to hire somebody to get you out of your mind. And that is the purpose of why we are here tonight, because we want to make sure that you understand, if you don't see value, get out. It's all about the experience of what you where you're going and how you're growing and how you're glowing, baby. Let's not forget the glow, okay? Because that is very, very important. Speaking of which, I want to thank God for all this melanin that we have on these screens tonight, because we is gorgeous. I just wanted to just put that out there. For sure, for sure. But Gia, as we wrap up, I want you to tell the people, how they can connect with you, how they can hire you for your service. I don't even like that word. How they can utilize your services. Let me just state, y'all, real quick, her services are not free. Okay? I want that to be out there. I don't want it to be an elephant in the room. It's like, no, her services are not free. All the gems and jewels that she gave you on tonight, that is nothing compared to what she does for her clients and her customers. So please tell the people how they can connect with you.
Well, you can follow me on Instagram at Infinite7LLC. The website is www.infinite7llc.com. Oh, and before we close, I forgot our HBCU scholarship.
I was gonna bring it up. Go ahead, talk about it.
Okay.
Oh, I ain't forget. I got 2 HBCU students, so I ain't forget. When I saw y'all doing, I was like, dang, that is fire. So yes, please tell them about the scholarship.
So myself, Infinite 7 LLC, Urban Business Directory, which all the Black entrepreneurs need to be on, urbanbusinessdirectory.com, bluedreammedia.com, and veganchefash.com. All of us decided to team up and create two $2,000 scholarships for 2 lucky recipients. And actually, the application is still open. You got a little bit of time, a little bit. May 31st, applications close. We will award the scholarship on July 7th. And in between time, if you would like to be a sponsor or donate, the link is in my bio, Urban Business, Blue Dream Media, and Vegan Chef Ash. All of us have the link in our bios, or you can go to our websites and check it out there.
Yes. Listen, that right there, goals, creating a scholarship. But not only was a scholarship created, they created it out of collaboration. So let me tell y'all, if y'all out here with this no new friends, you are playing yourself. You are losing out on opportunities. You are losing out on money. They came together, collaborated, and created not one, but two $2,000 scholarships, y'all, for HBCU students. I don't know if y'all understand how big of a deal that is. That is a huge, huge deal. That is legacy leaving. And I honor you, and I honor Lauren, and I honor the entire team. For those who don't know who Lauren is the founder of the Urban Business Directory, like Gia said, that all Black businesses need to be on. Okay. And I honor you guys for doing this, because again, as a mother of 2 HBCU students, I understand what those financial battles can be like, right? I know what it looks like. I know what it when them bills come, like, whoo, child, right? But again, we know that HBCUs develop our Black and brown babies like none other. I am like, there is no competition at all. So the fact that you guys are making it possible for 2 recipients to receive $2,000 scholarships, that is a blessing. And I pray that God will continue to bless y'all with more, so you can do more, give more, but just keep the flow of increase in your lives. That is just super, super dope. So as we close out, we got about 2 more minutes here. If you want to drop anything in, any words of encouragement, we got a few moments, like 2 minutes. If you want to drop anything, the floor is yours.
All right. So for anybody out there that's struggling, I want you to understand you are not the sum of your mistakes. You are not a victim. You are a victor. You are a victor over your life. Whatever it is that you want to do, you can. Everything you need. You have everything you need to do everything you want. Don't let somebody close to you tell you you can't, because they don't understand it. Your vision is your vision. It was given to you and solely to you. You find the people who can help bring your vision to life so that you can elevate, grow, and scale. But don't stay stagnant because somebody said that you can't. We all make mistakes. We all got things that we're not proud of. But guess what? If you live to see another day, you have another opportunity to make it happen. So go out there and glow up.
Woo! Straight like that. I told y'all she was gonna bring the fire. Y'all told you it was gonna be lit. If y'all ain't see my post, I left my show notes at work, and I told you it was still gonna be lit, because I knew that Gia would not deliver, but over deliver. And Gia, I can not thank you enough for your yes. I am so grateful to God for you making the time, because again, time is a currency, y'all. So the fact that you took time out of your schedule to be here and bless myself and the audience tonight, I honor you, Queen, and I thank you so much. Y'all make sure that you go and follow her. Make sure that you use her services, paid services. Don't be in her DM trying to get free information, y'all. Okay. And make sure that you follow me as well. On Instagram, I am Christina Danielle. And make sure that y'all subscribe to the YouTube channel. And we will be back here for episode number 3 on June the 10th. And for June, I got some really dope surprises for you guys. But I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Thank you, Gia, again. All my love to you. Everyone have a beautiful and blessed night. Always remember to pray and prosper. Good night, everybody.